and stuff like that. So it's I'm still scratching my head, and usually I can figure these things out without too much trouble and go on. But this one is probably the worst SWR quiz I've ever had. Anyway, N5XZ, N5MT. Oh, KJ5Y. KJ5Y, I'm back. You are delegated to say something. KJ5Y, N5MT.
Hey, Mike, Alan, good evening. I've got us on YouTube Live, by the way. Just now put it up. So I've had COVID last week. I caught it. I guess the grandkids had it or something. Got RF getting in here. Let me switch to the remote. Stand by. YouTube video is going to be silent. Let's see what happened. Hello. I guess we're transmitting. Yeah. Anyway, I had COVID and I'm okay now.
If he got RF into it or not, looks like he's back on the remote again. KJ5Y, go ahead, N5MT.
Yeah, I've got RF getting into the computers here. Go ahead and take it, Mike.
Okay, Roger, Roger. N5MT with the weekly Houston Shotnet. And let's see, with Pat checking in, that makes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 check-ins tonight. And looks like my computer got itself rebooted because something normally on one of the screens is not there, which usually means something got rebooted because it's not. Is it hiding someplace? Let me see here. No, not there. It's not hiding. So anyway, I'll bring it back up in a minute. Okay. Don't have any 1010 news. No DX news. Let's see what kind of besides funeral home news. We had a breakthrough here, so to speak. We had a vendor with his truck that picked up the broken trees that are in the neighborhood. At least they got them off of our street. The street next to us didn't get picked up. I guess he got his truckload full, and the one he was pulling behind him was already full when he got to my yard. So took him a total of 3 minutes to pick things up with the boom that he had. He was a well-trained tree picker upper high. So in Houston, I can remember when Harvey went through, it took him 2 months to pick up the stuff out on our street. So I was glad to get it. Only took 3 weeks here. N5XZ, back to your turn. N5MT, over.
Okay. N5MT from N5XZ. Yeah, I was just saying that I heard about you getting COVID, Pat. I'm sorry to hear it. I hope it wasn't too bad. And I hope they fixed you up real quick. Connie and I managed to get our booster shots Saturday. So hopefully that'll protect us a little bit from whatever comes our way. And so we should be back up to full strength in 2 weeks or so. So that's what's going on here. Not much else. I submitted my claim into the insurance company today, actually. So hopefully I'll hear something back from them soon. There may be a few more questions because I added a few more items, a few more things came up that I found damaged. So I added a few more items and a invoice for inspection of equipment, and so hopefully that'll all be taken care of. But we'll see what happens. And I think I still have 12 months from the date of the claim to discover any other issues or anything else that's broken. The only thing that's not on my claim is a carpet replacement, and I'm not sure how they're going to handle that, but that wouldn't go to the tech company, tech loss. They don't know anything about carpet, so I'll have to go back to the adjuster and get him to give it a evaluation for the carpet. We'll see how much they are going to replace, since I have 2 or 3, 4 burn spots in this room. So, what can you say? Anyhow, that's what's going on. Making a few, like I say, FT8 contacts, some CW contacts. I did, I think I told you all 500 and something maybe in the TQP, and I saw that K5Y made a few contacts too. So, back to you, Mike. N5MT from N5XZ, and I hope you can talk with some power again. Pat, over.
Okay, Roger, Roger. Well, I see the note. He says, okay, got it fixed. Okay, Roger. Let's see. I thought Pat was vaccinated. Yeah, I thought Pat was vaccinated, so he must have had a pretty mild case of COVID. At least he should have. So I'll get him back on here once I get finished talking here. And let's see. I had one other comment for Al. Well, I hope this is the last update that you have to get to them to get things finalized. These type of claims are so complex because they affect so many different things. Like I had when with Harvey, I think I had 85 pictures that I had to submit, and line items for all 85 things, et cetera, et cetera. So it's not an easy job. Okay, let's see. There was something else. Oh, I was going to tell Alan. I found I did a Google search for how to install FT8, WSJTX, and FT8 software for this particular Yaesu FTDX101D radio. And it's like 25 pages long. And then in there, they tell me to use a specific USB driver. Okay, I went and got the USB driver, no problem. It won't install. I got rid of every COM port except one, and it still won't install. And I've heard that this particular USB UART driver had a problem back about 5 years ago when it got created. Uh, the guy who made the very first one went kind of overboard with it. So anyway, that I'm scratching my head with that because the previous radio, the FT2000, didn't have a USB cable coming into it. Once they went with this newer model, they have a USB port coming in. So the configuration for WSJT is slightly different, and that's the reason that you need another driver. And so I'm here stuck with an occasional SWR problem, and then I can't get my FT8 installed. Oh boy. Okay, I almost timed it out. Another 30 seconds, and it would. Anybody listening to us would like to check into the net? W5TKZ, if you're listening, say something. Or Pat, go ahead. KJ5Y and 5MT. Over.
Okay, I don't hear anybody. Guess I'll say a couple of things. Yeah, COVID was not good. My wife found out she had it. She, finally succumbed to the fact that she needed to have shots. So she got Moderna number 1 a month ago, and then went to get Moderna number 2 Friday before last. I went with her. I guess it was on the 17th. But yeah, I went with her to get the shot at Kroger, our friendly neighborhood Kroger. And so she had paranoia set in, and she thought she had a blood clot on her leg. She was reading that they can cause blood clots, the vaccines. So I said, well, let's not fool around. Let's go to the ER. So we went to the local Grace ER clinic here a couple of miles from the house. They did ultrasound on it and found out that it was nothing, 3 hours later. No blood clot. But by the way, you have COVID. So they checked her for that too while she was there. And she's like, I don't need that. I've been checked 8 times. I've never had it. But she had it that time. So they said, all right, quarantine, stay away from her. And you need to be tested too, Mr. Cameron. And so I said, no, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. We're going home. I'll come back tomorrow and get tested. So Saturday I went back negative, and then I drug Diane back about 3 o'clock and made her get the monoclonal antibody treatment. And she was fighting that. Our next door neighbor's an ER doc, so he convinced her, yeah, you need to go get it. So another 2 o'clock in the morning night, and I was afraid to ride home in the same car with her. So I got tested again Sunday, and I started having symptoms, diarrhea and nausea, severe heartburn, thought I was going to throw up. Got tested again, negative. PCR test. They do have a lab there, so they were able to do the PCR, which is the highly accurate one that picks it up, even if it's just a mild case. So they said, well, you got some other virus that's making you throw up. So here, take some Phenergan or whatever that medicine they prescribed. They shot me full of that, and it made me sleepy. So by then, I knew I was sick. So I went back Monday and called my boss. I said, I've been exposed to COVID. My wife's got it. And so Monday was a wash. I went in, I had it. I got the monoclonal antibodies immediately, about 12, and I got out of there about 6 o'clock in the evening. No, about 9 o'clock in the evening. So you had to be hooked up to IV for several hours, and it's an infusion. And so we got ivermectin. Also, we hit it hard with both barrels. And so we were good to go, man. By Wednesday, we were well. Had a pretty rough day, like I say, Monday, the severe heartburn. They told us to still quarantine, so I came outside and slept on the air mattress out here. Anyway, then I got all this energy Wednesday, and I fixed the problem on the Corvette that's needed to be fixed forever. The computer wouldn't link up, couldn't get it inspected. So I got the schematics and mapped it all out, and I found the problem. It's a connector on the BCM, body control module. Chevrolet wouldn't work on it. I said, nah, it's too old. We can't fix that. We can't guarantee it. And so then the next thing fixed was so the car's inspected now. It's great. I feel accomplished. I can't believe I fixed that car. Went 3 years without being able to get it inspected because of that. Anyway, so then last year it got inspected, but it's hit and miss. Sometimes you could connect, sometimes you can't with the scan tool, Anyway, so I've rewired the tower here at the house. I had a cable set that I've had for years, and I replaced all the cables on the crank-up tower. And I bought a new winch on eBay and had it shipped in, and winch showed up. So I got a brand new, hand crank winch and brand new, stainless cables on the thing. It looks pretty. That other winch was about to go. I knew disaster was lurking, and so I fixed that. Now the next thing, I've got W5TIA's expert amp here I'm trying to fix. He blew out the FET. So I probably need to look at yours too at some point, Alan. But anyway, we're on YouTube Live. We got 0 viewers, but it's on there if you search for Houston Shot. So I'll shut up. That's my COVID experience and then my burst of energy after getting well. Wanted to fix everything. I went back to work today. I should have stayed off another few days and gone on short-term disability, but I was not sure if that messes up your Social Security or something like that. So I wasn't sure about doing that, so I just went back to work. I'm well. I got 2 negative tests. So anyway, W5N5MT and the net from KJ5Y. Oh, by the way, I've got the screen on YouTube the way you should have it, so it's easy to navigate. KJ5Y, go ahead, Mike.
Okay, KJ5Y in the group, N5MT. And Roger on Pat's 77188-1010 number. Let's see, N5XZ, anything for Pat? Over.
Yeah, a couple things. Speaking of the expert amp, I fired it up the other day to see if it would work. It powers up. The only buttons that work on it is on, off, and power. All the other buttons just beep and nothing happens. So something else is blowing in there. I couldn't change. I figured, well, maybe I could change the output and the antenna connector and still use it, but no, it wouldn't work. Band switch wouldn't work. Tune, nothing would work. So yeah, I need to get it over there. But I'm waiting to see what happens with the flame. I mean, it's got to be fixed anyway, or at least looked at. And what else? On the cables, the tower cables. Was that a hard job? Because, I don't really think I need to do it on mine. The cables show a slight, some slight fraying, but there's kind of a rule of thumb for how much fraying should be tolerated before you replace the cables, and mine is not to that point yet. I keep every year or two I put that pre-loop 6 on it, and that I put it on that, and I put it on the bearings, and it makes a bunch of noise going up and down. I don't really know what all that noise is. Something's not right, but the cables seem to be okay. So maybe you have some ideas. If you ever come over here again, you can take a look at it. Anyway, that's what's going on. I'm glad you're better. Glad you had all the treatment, and sorry that you got the COVID, but shoot. And 97, 98% of everyone who gets COVID were not vaccinated. There's so many stories out there that are just, I think some of them are just silly, And they say, oh, you can get it anyway. Well, yeah, that's true. But if you are around, if everyone around you has been vaccinated, it's unlikely that you'll get it because it's unlikely they'll get it. But when you have someone that isn't vaccinated, then you may get it, and I don't know. Nothing's perfect. But I did get, Connie and I did get our boosters last Saturday, so that should help. That's about it. So, hey, Pat, tell me about what you think about the amp and the cables, over.
Yeah, the CPU board's blown out. I don't know what beyond that. It sounds like the power supply works. So, the final may or may not have survived, but there's 51 relays in that thing, and there's all bets are off as to which ones are blown out or electro welded together. It's probably ones in the main path, yeah, it's probably fixable though. They sent me they called me yesterday, your insurance company, and wanted part numbers of boards and whatnot. So they've given me another layer of stuff to try to stop you from making a claim. So I'm going to respond to their email and just show them the prices of some of the K3 boards and tell them that, they're obsolete. This part is obsolete. And here it is if you bought it, but you can't get it. So what are you going to do? And then I told them the expert amp was a total loss too. All the boards in it were toasted. So, yeah, they're wanting part numbers and that stereo system. I said there's no documentation on it. I can't find any, but it's obviously a bad CPU. And I told them the pan adapter shot. It's multiple boards are bad in it, and it needs to go also, be replaced also. So I don't know what else to tell them. But like I say, I'll try to produce the Elecraft parts list boards, not component level. So I guess that's what they want. And the expert too, I'll price the parts so it'll cost more than the amp. So they'll see quickly that it's uneconomical to mess with. So I may just send them links and let them look it up themselves if they want to hunt for it. If they don't want to do that, they want to just see it, then I'll, that's the first approach probably. Anyway, I'll get back to that tomorrow. Like I say, I'm back at work, and we're moving floors, and so I got packed today. That's another reason I wanted to go back, to make sure that none of my stuff got gone through that I didn't want touched. Ended up throwing away a lot, and just one bin holds everything. And I got a promotion right before I got COVID, so I was like, yeah, no good deed goes unpunished. Yeah, it's kind of funny, but my boss was sure glad to see me today. But on the research, the R&D manager for our department, new products, and what we're putting together a database that captures via XML instead of Modbus all the data points, and that's a new project. This is infancy, so I get to take over that. I did so good with the 7,000, he said, that they want me to do this now. And so they love me, and I can't, I'm here forever, it looks like. I said, why don't you let me work from Colorado and just let me move up there to my place. Right now, got it rented out, so there's just a few cracks to get in there. They was rented out through Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's. I'm upset because I wanted to go up there then. But I had to burn my vacation with this dang COVID, 5 days of it that I intended to take up there. But anyway, all right, go ahead, Alan, KJ5Y. Bye.
Hey, if you need me to open up that Emotiva to get board numbers, I can do that easy enough.
Yeah, I don't know if there's Google it and see if there's a price for it or something. Is that what I mean, I could just get the numbers and try that, and if it returns no results, I say, look, this thing's old. I don't know what it's worth, but whatever he says, equivalent piece of equipment probably costs a lot more.
Okay. Well, like I say, I can open up and just get your board numbers, and you can give that to them. Yeah, I got a call from the alarm company, and they said they were trying to get information and trying to dispute their cost to replace the alarm system, but the guy said he wouldn't budge. So, yeah, I guess, they're doing their job. They're doing their due diligence, and that's their job. So, I guess you can't begrudge them too much on that. Anyhow, thanks, and glad you're feeling better. Back to you, Mike, N5MT from N5XZ.
Okay, N5MT. Anybody else listening to us that would like to check into the net, N5 Mike Tango? Okay, Pat. Well, sounds like you're not going to have a cold vacation this year. Hi. And Thanksgiving time is also almost my day that I got married, my anniversary date. It sometimes is, Thanksgiving is on my anniversary date because Thanksgiving doesn't move, and my anniversary date falls on the same day as Thanksgiving sometimes. I think it's like once out of every 5 years, something like that. Okay, I don't have anything else tonight. Looks like the remote's staying up pretty well. Ooh, it's not talking very loud. There we go. I moved my microphone. There we go. You guys weren't hearing me real well. Okay. I don't have anything else for the net. KJ5Y at last. Go ahead, N5MT.
No, nothing. I just was noting that audio. I'll walk over to the YouTube Live computer with the 3 monitors, and you could see me walking over there. I've got the camera on in the shack here, the shack cam. I walked over there and tried to figure out what the heck, the volume's low. But, yeah, so there's a good video online. Y'all tune it in and watch it for a minute, excerpts or whatever. I've got a bunch of videos. I recorded that 9/11 memorial thing the other day, and I just put the person's call sign, but in this case, I titled it Houston Shot Tonight, 9/28/2021, W5FMH. Anyway, yep, nothing. Hello out there in Radio Land. If anybody hears us, Houston Shot, KJ5Y on the remote here. And 15 was open, so I'm surprised that 10's not. N5MT, if you want to give a call. We're pointing northeast. The beam got screwed up by the hurricane, and sorry it was off. The remote was off the other day. They were without power for 7 days. Lake Jackson got slammed, which isn't far from here. N5MT, KJ5Y.
Roger. Yep. I've got some property in Terrebonne Parish that doesn't have too many trees on it because it's mostly marshland. In fact, I have 12 pieces of property down in Terrebonne Parish, all inherited from an uncle who bought it at sheriff sales and had friends that would trap on it, or he would go duck hunting on the property. And some of it's not marshland, some of it is inland from the marsh, but the majority of it is marshy. So anyway, it did not do well with Ida, with its 100+ mile-an-hour winds down there. So anyway, that's beside the point. At least I wasn't down there. I was up here. Anyway, can't think of anything else. I'm working on a couple of things for 1010 that I can't announce just yet. Little minor change for the website is going to be effective here in about a week. So we'll announce it next week maybe. Okay, I don't have anything else for the group. It's coming up on 8:45 local time, 8:42 local time. So let me turn it over to Al and see if he's got anything else, and we'll see him come Thursday for the lunch bunch probably. N5X in the group, N5MT.
Okay, Mike, real good. And Pat, I tuned into the YouTube channel, but you need to turn the camera because I can't see, but you're back. I don't see much. If that's a live shot of you, I'm not seeing much of you. And I see the radio, but that's about it. Anyhow, yeah, that's nothing much else going on, and just pedaling as best as I can. So, anyhow, I see Pat moving in his chair now. So, anyhow, I will talk to you guys later. Good to hear you. And there's Pat's moving up to the camera. There you are. I can see you now. That's fun. Yep. Talk to you guys later. Back to you, Mike. N5MT from N5X.
Oh. Is that you, Glenn? Is that you, Glenn? Go ahead.
It's Doug.
W9 London, Charlie, Quebec.
I knew who it was. I was just calling him by the wrong name. W9 London, Charlie, Quebec. I've got you on the list. Go ahead and give us your 1010 information. You're our number 8 check-in tonight, and glad you're back from church practice. Go ahead, Doug.
Yeah, this is W9LCQ, Doug, Texas. 1010 number 67080, 67080. This is shot L245, and operating from Pat's rig over in Pearland. Thank you, Pat. Yeah, they just get here a little bit ago. I heard most of Pat's story. It's quite a tale. Well, but right ahead. Did you have any check-ins? Anyway, go ahead.
I didn't know if Pat was going to respond to you or not. Okay. Yeah, he's, thank goodness he's back to feeling better, obviously. And because he had been vaccinated, he was only at a mild case. And other measures, plus the vaccination, made him get over it quick. And he wasn't required to do a hospital stay. I know here in Louisiana, we are, I think, down by about 20% from our peak hospitalization beds and stuff like that. I don't remember how many ventilators are being used. They normally put that in the graphic, et cetera, et cetera. I know we're supposed to have bad weather for today and tomorrow, and then it's supposed to get better. So that doesn't have anything to do with COVID usually. Thank goodness. Okay. Anybody else listening to us tonight before we actually make an official close of the net? This is Nancy 5 Mike Tango. Uh-oh. I doubled with somebody. Who was it? Was that you, Doug, or was that somebody else?
Yeah, it was me, Doug. I just had the comment that things are getting back to normal, relatively normal, because I was at the grocery store today, and the shelves are completely full of toilet paper, all kinds of varieties of toilet paper, the paper towel, all the cleaning stuff, including Lysol and 409. So things are getting back to normal. W9LCQ.
Okay. Well, there was on the news tonight, I can't remember if it was a local station or if it was a national. I think it was the national. They made an announcement that on both the east and the west coast, and I think it was on the west coast, they said there was a 100 ships anchored waiting to come into port to offload containers and stuff like that. So there is a shortage of dock workers and methods to get the containers distributed once they get to shore, et cetera, et cetera. So one of the comments that was made was, start your Christmas shopping now, because it may not be there when you get close to Christmas. So anyway, I had a relative here in town call me up and say, you have any jumper cables? And I said, yeah, I think I do. Let me go check in the car, and I couldn't find them. I don't know if they didn't move with me or something. I used to have 2 pairs of jumper cables, and I guess I've loaned them over the years, and they've gone bye-bye. So maybe I need jumper cables for Christmas. Hi. Okay, enough. It's 1:48 Universal Time right now. I'm going to go ahead and close the net. We're here every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock Central Daylight Time. And if anybody would like to check in, we're at 28.488 on upper sideband. So you're quite welcome to join in if you're a ham radio operator sometime down the road. So we had a total of 8 check-ins tonight. Thanks for everybody showing up. We'll be back again in a week. So N5XZ, KJ5Y, W9LCQ, this is N5MT. Good night, 7-3.
All right, Mike, see you later. Good to hear you, Doug. Good to hear you and see you, Pat. And I'm really so glad that you're feeling better. N5MT from N5XZ. See you later.
Hey, Doug, how'd you get 2 calls? I looked up W9LCQ and then TKI, and they're both the same address. I thought you had to have a separate address for each call or something. I was going to get one for W0 for Steamboat, and I haven't done it yet. Is that easy to do?
Well, I had to relinquish TKI. I no longer have TKI. I went over to W9LCQ because that was my father's call for 40-some years, and I thought I would just honor him by taking his call. And a little bit better CW call than TKI, and that's the story. And it was really, as a relative, it was very easy to do. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, just like W5FMH, my grandfather's call I got here. Okay, so TKI is no more. I guess it's just still up on QRZ until they figure it out, or maybe it's got some kind of a time delay before it goes away or something. But yeah, can I get a second call for W0? I don't know. I guess I could make KJ5Y a club call and get a W0 call for up there or something.
Yeah, that's what you'd have to do, is you'd have to get a club call.
A club call, somehow or other, because they don't let you have just 2 personal calls.
Okay, yeah, Alan chimed in there too, so I'll get a club call. But what should I do, Alan? I don't want to lose KJ5Y, so convert it to a club call? Is that how to do it?
I don't know if you can do that. You'd have to ask somebody else. Imagine you can, but I don't know what the rules are. You may have to get a club call for Colorado.
Roger, club call for Colorado.
Oh, okay. Since I've had this one so long, they probably wouldn't convert it to a club. Is that it, Mike?
Yeah, Roger. Yep. You might want, let's see, how did we, I'm trying to think what we did for the hospital. When I got the first hospital club call, it was a 2x3, a long one, and then we requested NM5H and got that as a vanity call, and so that's the reason why I'm able to keep NM5H, since it's the club that I take care of. That's about as much as I can tell you. Over.
and KJ0Y is taken.
Okay. I hadn't thought that far ahead yet, but yeah, anything I can get there, 1x2 or 2x1 or something. I don't know. I don't want to lose KJ5Y though, because I've had it forever, so 1980, I think. So if I could get a club call, another club here, and then make this a vanity for it, I'll find out. Isn't there some W5 that specializes in doing that? Because when I got W5FMH, I dealt with them. I can't remember. It seemed like it was a girl. But anyway, I'll Google it.
W5YI.
Oh, W5YI is the club call administrator?
Well, no, I think that's a service that you can pay them to do it for you.
Ah, okay. I'm going to start looking at that. Because, yeah, I wanted W0 call. Because, when I move up there, I like having the correct call number for where I'm at, nothing against W9s or anything that operate in 5 area. But, yeah, it doesn't seem like that holds much merit anymore. People just move everywhere. Here, W6s living in Florida. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Get a 4 call, and there's a W7 there that I talked to. So it just seems like there's nothing, sacred anymore about ham radio. Anyway, I did get some old call book maps that I had from 1971, the regular 3-set call book maps, brand new, sealed in plastic. The paper is lily white, and pastel colored maps. I don't know if you remember the North America one. It's got a real detailed Caribbean section where you can actually see all the little islands, Antilles and everything. And then the big world map, I can't remember where it's cut up, where Russia looks like 10 times bigger than the U.S., the big projection map. Got that one up there. And it looks cool, man. So I'm all about nostalgia when it deals with that. But I had this map in 1971 when I first got my novice, and I love this map. Just the plain North America one. What do you think about that, Alan? N5XZ. And you too, Doug. I want to hear your thoughts on that. KJ5Y, go ahead.
Yeah, I heard about that. I saw the picture. That's cool. So I still have some that are sitting in a drawer. They're probably still in good shape, but they've been sitting in a drawer for 15 years since I stuck them in there, so I probably can get them out, but I don't have any place on my wall to put it, so I'll just leave them in there.
Yeah, what do you think about that, Doug?
J2 map, which has a pretty decent Caribbean detail, but I don't have any nostalgic maps in my possession. So I'm not sure what I had back when I was a kid.
Yeah, I guess I was 13 years old when I had this map. That was great, man. I had my bedroom walls just full of QSL cards and maps. Now I've regressed. I'm back to 13 again. I've got my whole shack full of cards and maps all over the place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maps on the wall. This thing won't go back to receive. I think my mouse is going out. What's going on here? Hold on. Go back to receive, dang it. Hello? I'm going to have to kill the remote, but I've got it up on 2 places, so go ahead, somebody.